put this out now. I'm on the hunt for another radio marine unit. It could be just the box. It could be the box with everything in it. Doesn't matter. And its nomenclature is radio transmitting set AN/SRT4A. It's got a Philadelphia contract, 1952. So that's the vintage this thing is. But it lends itself extremely well to what I'm doing, because it had a pair of 813s as the final and so forth, and it's got a filament transformer in it for 10 volts at 10 amps. So anyway, that always does the trick. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for. This is another Radio Marine Corporation of America, joint Army-Navy type contract. They use them both in the Signal Corps and in the Navy, and I think maybe on some of the Coast Guard vessels also. So that's what I'm doing here. So I just thought I'd pass it along before it got too crowded on the pre-net. So back to you there, Alan. I hope everything's good at your house in Woodstock. Things are good here in Dadeville. N4OZI in the SAMRC pre-net. This is KF4TXQ.
Okay, Sam. KF4TXQ. It's N4OZI in the SAMRC pre-net. Got you down, and you're looking for, let me see if I got this correct. So listen up and see if I got the nomenclature correct. Radio Marine Corporation of America, radio transmitting set AN/SRT4 Alpha. Is that correct?
Roger. Sierra Romeo Tango 4 Alpha.
All right, QSL, I got it written down here. Radio Marine Corporation of America, radio transmitting set AN/SRT4 Alpha is what Sam's looking for. So we got it down, and it is noted. And I'm sure Stan will pick it up and put it off the top of the net. And that's what Sam is looking for. All right, appreciate it, Sam. Let's go over to Mac for his comments for the pre-net. N4OX, this is N4OZI.
N4OZI, W4AX. Thanks, Alan, and thanks for running the pre-net tonight. You guys always do a great job on this net, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter. We had family here, and I cooked a big Easter lunch dinner, and did something different this year besides ham. I cooked 20 pounds of snow crab legs and baked potato and roasted corn on the smoker, etc. And it was a big hit for a change. Hope everyone avoids the nasty weather. I don't think we're going to get too much here in the greater Atlanta area, Alan, but I know a lot of the folks that are probably in the net are going to be right in the direct path of it. Back over to you, Alan. N4OZI, W4AX.
Okay, Mac. W4AX and the pre-net is N4OZI. Yeah, there's it looks like we hit our peak right around midnight for thunder showers and stuff. So after I get this net, or after disconnect, all the antennas are disconnected except the 80 meter, and I'll leave it up for last. But you can sure tell it's getting close because it's noisy. It was noisy this morning too. So yeah, it's going to get the storms coming through, and then the cooler weather will come in. And I think by the time we wake up, it should be just about finished up, which is good because I got a truckload of lumber showing up tomorrow. All right, let's see if we can get Lenny. If Lenny, let's turn it over to you for some comments for the pre-net. K4HUM, this is N4OZI. K4HUM, you there, Lenny? This is N4OZI. Okay, I think Lenny probably stepped away for a second. Let's go down to Richard, W4WFL. Richard, how about some comments for the pre-net? It's N4OZI. Let's see, I'm not quite making it. conditions aren't great. Sam, why don't you see if you can get Richard to give us some comments for the pre-net. W4WFL is down there in Pensacola. You might hit him better. This is N4OZI.
Roger, roger. This is Kilo Foxtrot 4 Tango X-Ray Quebec. Relay for N4OZI in the pre-net. Richard, just make some comments. You're up on the pre-net, over. N4 is OZI is the pre-net director. And this is KF4TXQ passing its W4WFL Pensacola.
Okay, well, very good. For bringing my way, and we just sort of straighten up around.
Turn it over to you, Alan.
Okay. Yeah, this is N4OZI. I did not have a very good copy on Richard. I could tell he was in there, but these static crashes are just wiping him out. It might be a little bit later on we'll be able to have a better copy. And Sam, I appreciate your relaying, and Mac as well. So Richard, we'll catch you a little bit later if you're around. I think you said you might not be around for the regular net, but appreciate you checking into the pre-net. Let's go over to Dr. Ron, WB4GWA. Dr. Ron, how about some comments for the pre-net? N4OZI.
Oh, okay. And I hope you got John there, K4VZS, checking in. Well, hello, Alan, N4OZI, and hello to everybody who's checked in so far. I was copying Richard pretty good. And John, hearing you really good also. Well, we're looking forward to this weekend, Sam. I already know what I'm going to get at Papa Dogs. I always get that good old pastrami sandwich they make, and it's kind of like a Reuben, you know, but it's really good. And so I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to the fellowship we're going to have there. And it looks like the weather's going to be pretty good. It's going to be nasty tonight, of course, and I usually stay up. I don't go to bed during those thunderstorms because I live up here on this hill, and I'm gonna tell you what, boy, it can get rocking and rolling up here sometimes. So, so I kind of keep my eyes to the skies, if you know what I'm talking about, and keep my weather radio and my 2-meter radio and all these kinds of things handy in case it gets nasty around here. But anyway, we're looking forward to the net tonight, and Alan, appreciate you calling it as always, calling the pre-net as always, and your cohort will be in here in a few minutes. N4OZI from WB4GWA in Concord.
Okay, Dr. Ron, WB4GWA in the pre-net, the N4OZI. Well, yeah, keep an eye out, especially when you're up on a hill like that. It can make a difference. And I got John, K4VZS, on the list here. And before we go to Bob, let's check out any additional check-ins. Any additional check-ins to the SAMRC pre-net come now? Tom, Whiskey 9 TAB, and also got Lee, K5 CUB. I got you in there, Lee. Any other check-ins? Okay, Larry, K3VZD, got you in there. Any other check-ins? All right, let's head up to Bob. K4BKC. Bob, how about some comments for the pre-net, this N4OZI?
Well, N4OZI and the pre-net, this is K4BKC. Well, Alan, I'm one of those people that Mac was talking about. Kind of storms are close by here. They're just east of me right now, but we're expecting some more later on, so I've got an eye to the sky here and got real-time lightning open, just kind of keeping an eye on the weather. But sure good to be on tonight. Good to hear these signals. Sounds like there's a little bit of noise on the band. Conditions are not tremendous yet, but I'm sure they'll get better. Good to hear everybody. Back to you, Alan. Thanks for picking me up. N4OZI, K4BKC.
Okay, Bob, K4BKC in the pre-net, N4OZI. Well, yeah, you'll be getting what storms before we do. And I'm definitely keeping an eye on things. Let's go to Bill, W4AMI, and then after that we'll take some check-ins. W4MA, how about some comments for the pre-net, this N4OZI?
Yeah, N4OZI, W4MA. Hold on, let me get this tune better. Yeah, this is good evening, Alan. Good evening, all on the pre-net. Thank you, Alan, for doing the pre-net. You always do a great job as usual. Great to hear you. Good to see you the other Monday at the luncheon. Thanks for putting it together. Big effort. I appreciate that. Yeah, it looks like we got weather moving in tonight, and I'll right after this or later on tonight, I'll have everything disconnected, grounded, and unplugged, and I usually sleep well through the bad weather unless the XYO wakes me up. But like the other fellow, Ron, Dr. Ron, we're on the hill also. We get a lot of wind. It's always windy up here, it seems like. But it is what it is, and I can't stop it. But hopefully we'll weather through it, may I say. Great to hear everyone. Copying everyone fairly well. A lot of snap, crackle, and pop due to the weather coming in. Back to you, Alan. Great copy on you as always. I hope you and Miss Ann are doing well. N4OZI, W4MA.
Okay, Bill. W4AMI on the pre-net, N4OZI. Well, we're doing good, and hope you and Miss Sherry are doing all right. And, yeah, you go over up on the hill up there. And so you'll get the brunt of it when that storm comes through. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully it's going to be short, but it's going to be fairly intense considering the temperature change following it. Usually means that there'll be some pretty good wind. All right, let's take another stand, Bob, before we go down and pick up Eddie and see if we have any other check-ins. Any other check-ins for the SAMRC pre-net? Come now. All right, not hearing any, so let's go and pick up Eddie. KA4AMI. How about the time up for the pre-net? It's N4OZI.
Okay, N4OZI, this is KA4AMI. Good evening, Alan. Good evening to everybody else. I wanted to say hello to individuals, but there's too numerous to count now. But hello, everybody, anyway. It's good to hear everybody, and everybody sounds good. John, you're coming in good from Panama City. Let's see, what do I have to comment on? Well, it's less than 100 hours to the Sam Fest. So, looks like, as I believe Ron or somebody said, it looks like the weather's going to be pretty good. So, we're all excited about coming down and seeing everyone. Let's see, that's about it from here, other than we're standing by for the weather also. And I'm like Ron, I don't go to bed till that front passes through, and send my wife to bed with the instruction, if you hear me, head for the basement. So we got everything, flashlights set up down here and everything in our little cove, and we're ready to go. God forbid. Maybe we'll all escape without any damage, hopefully. Looks like it's going to be north of us for the most part, but there's still that chance of tornadoes and high winds no matter where you are in the state here. So thank you for being there, Alan. Looking forward to the net. N4OZI. This is KA4AMI.
Okay, Eddie. KA4AMI in the pre-net, N4OZI. Now we'll see how it works out tonight. I live just a stone's throw away from the junction of 3 counties, and Cobb, Fulton, and Cherokee County. And they don't seem to synchronize their tornado sirens. So I hear all 3 of them, and they go off at different times in the night. So sometimes at night you hear one county, then another, and then another. sounds like an air raid going on. It's a pretty strange place to be, right at the junction of 3 counties, and they have each of the counties have all of it covered. So when those tornado sirens go off, it's pretty intense right at this spot. All right, let's go down and pick up John. Then after that, we'll take additional check-ins. K4VZS. John, I'm up to comments for the pre-net. This N4OZI. Let's see, I'm not quite counting on that. Can you see if you can get John or give us comments for the pre-net? This N4OZI.
I'll give it a try. VZS. John, Pensacola. This is KA4AMI, and it's your turn, sir.
K4AMI, K4VZS. I appreciate it. This up and down, and mostly down. Man hasn't woke up down here yet. I'm sure as it goes along, we'll start hearing you down here on the coast. I think it's a lovely book to be playing enough, and I appreciate all you taking your time to run it. But I won't keep it. I'll turn it back to you, Alan. You can hear me. K4VZS.
Okay, John, K4VZS, N4OZI. Yeah, I got this topic, and it gets noisy, and I know how it is down there when you got a high noise voice. Also, it's hard to hear net control. It makes it quite challenging, but I appreciate you hanging in there. Before we go inside, we'll take another standby, see if we have any other check-ins. Any other check-ins for the SAMRC Swap and Fellowship pre-net? Come now.
November 4, Alpha Kilo and 4 AK. And this is Kilo 4 Hotel Uniform Mike, K4HUM.
Okay, I got Glenn, K4I5. I also got you, Lenny. You're way back up there at the top of the list. So let me turn it to you, Lenny, since we turned it to you, but we missed you. So you're like number 3 on the list. And now that's your comment. K4HUM and then pre-net, N4OZI.
K4HUM. Yeah, I'm dipping down and doing a half a dozen other nets. It sounds like I have RF in here. I substituted some radios to get it because my receive on my rice burner FT1000 Mark V is gone south. It got ate up by a flux, lightning flux, I believe. I think that's what happened. Anyway, but anyway, this is a 920, FD920 EAC, and it's still backed up with my Alpha 78. Anyway, back to head control, and I'm out of control. We'll be listening though. K4HUM.
W4AMI.
W4KN. Alright, Lenny.
Cool.
Let's go on down the list to Tom. W9TAB. How about the timeouts for the pre-note? This one for OZI. Okay, Tom, W9TAB. This info is that I good copy on you, so you're coming in fine. Let's see if we can pick up Lee K5CUB. How about some comments for the pre-net? This info OZI.
Okay, Alan. Hopefully you can copy me a little bit. I got the same noise and static and whatnot everybody else has, but the signals are starting to improve. What about another 5 or 6 minutes till net time, so by the time net starts, all the signals are improving. Hopefully I'll be able to hear everybody tonight. We shall find out, but back to you. Thanks for running the pre-net, Alan. N4OZI, K5CUB.
Okay, Lee, K5CUB is N4OZI. Well, you're sounding good, coming in good up here, so no problem. Let's go to Larry, K3FZD. Larry, how about your comments for the pre-net? This is N4OZI. All right, Larry, we got you. Coming on Farrellburn here into Woodstock. It's N4OZI. Let's see. Let's go down the list to Glenn, N4AK. Glenn, how about your comments for the pre-net? This is N4OZI.
Okay, Alan, N4OZI and the pre-net, November 4 Alpha Kilo. Oh, sounds like kind of going to be a noisy net tonight, and some of the stations aren't quite coming in yet. I guess it's propagation. Looks like we're going to be on the edge of some ragged weather from about 1 to 4 a.m. up this way. But I guess if the weather forecaster is right, you never can tell. Back to you, Alan, N4OZI and 4AK.
All right, Glenn. N4AK. This is N4OZI in the pre-net. Now, about times when it's coming through, so, you know, it's pretty rough, but the conditions are improving. All right, let's pick up Kevin, and then after that, we'll take additional check-ins. W4KM. Kevin, how about your comments for the pre-net? N4OZI.
All right, Alan. Good evening to you and everyone on the net. Boy, it sure is noisy here. I switched rigs because this one has better filtering in it, but I just don't have a lot of power. Running about 160, 80 watts. PEP around 500 or 600, but just walked in, and we had to go to the pharmacy and pick up a bunch of meds, and trying to make it back to get in on the pre-net and the net, but it's really, really noisy here. And last night was the same way. It was just horrible with this atmospheric pressure. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Please be safe. We're supposed to get some bad storms. I know they're all over the place, so everybody just be careful and hope everybody stays safe and hopefully we'll have a good net this evening. Let's see, what else? I was going to tell you something, Alan, but I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, Alan, thank you for running the pre-net and staying with the net and for picking me up. And I won't hold it any longer. I'll get it back to you. Thank you, sir. Have a great evening. And we'll be here fighting the noise. So you guys got it rough tonight. So 73, well, it ain't 73s. I'll be here. I'm going to run and grab a bottle of water. But anyway, back to you, Alan, N4OZI. This is W4AMI in Villa Rica.
Okay, Kevin. W4AMI in the pre-net is N4OZI. Well, we got a good copy on you. Sounding good. And, yeah, it's been noisy the past couple of days as this front's approached. So the sooner it gets through, the better. So that'll be good. All right, appreciate it. Let's see. We got about a minute to go. Let's pick up some additional check-ins. Any other check-ins for the pre-net? Come now. Okay, I think I heard a Whiskey 4 Italy Tango. Steve, any other check-ins?
K5HFG.
All right, K5HFG. Don, I got you in there. Any other check-ins? All right, I think that's pretty much going to be it for now. I'll get you down there, Steve, W4IT, and Don, K5HFG. Just good get you, so your timing was perfect on that. All right, well, I appreciate everybody's help with the pre-net. Couldn't have done it without those relays, especially on a noisy night like tonight. It really does help. So now let's turn it up to Stan to take over. W4KR to take it. This is N4OZI.
Okay, Alan, good evening to you. N4OZI. This is W4KR. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Guess we should say good evening now. It's 7 o'clock here in the east. I guess that's that class of good evening time. Wait a minute here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there we go. Foot switch is acting up, so we'll go manual. Okay. Good evening, everybody. This is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net, soon to be W4AMI for the evening. My name is Stan, W4KR. I'm located in the northwest corner of South Carolina. Band conditions, propagation is good. Static is very good tonight. So, Eddie Brown, if you'd be kind enough to kind of give a listen when I turn it down to some of the Florida folks. They may not be copying me, and I'd appreciate it if you'd jump in at that point and call them out for their transmissions. KA4AMI, that is, if you'd be kind enough to do that tonight. Appreciate it. Let's see, we meet every Tuesday night about this time, about 7 o'clock. Pre-net begins a half an hour early, 6:30 Eastern. 5:30 Central, and then we're now on summer hours mode as we were last week with Sam. So we're beginning at this hour. I'm going to begin tonight. With an announcement. It's kind of a sad announcement. I learned the other day that a chap who lived in the Atlanta area, lived and worked in the Atlanta area for a number of years. Adam Farson, AB4 Oscar Japan, passed away after Adam left Atlanta. He moved out to Vancouver and spent most of his latter days, except for about the last 7 or 8 months when he was in Maine. But Adam was sort of the ICOM guru here in North America. He used to, every couple of years, he used to take a trip over to the ICOM factory and go enjoy some sake with the engineering group, and come back with always came back with a lot of good information. We're sorry to hear of Adam's passing. Anyway, again, his call in this area was Alpha Bravo 4 Oscar, Japan. Adam was born in South Africa and emigrated to the U.S. At a young age. Anyway, let's move on with the activities for the evening. I'm going to start right now by asking our club president, Bob, K4BKC, who I was copying real well, to come on in and give us some wisdom. Bob, K4BKC, this is W4AMI.
W4AMI and the net. This is K4BKC, Bob in Columbia, Tennessee. Well, good evening, Stan, and good evening to everyone that's checked in here. It's a pleasure to be able to be on tonight, as conditions and the weather are making it a little bit challenging, but I'm glad to be here nevertheless. I'd like to remind everybody of the Sam Fest coming up this weekend, and I know that'll be a great event. Encourage everyone to go if they can. On the 20V2 tonight, listening on the R390 and just really enjoying all these good AM signals. Appreciate everybody taking the time to check in with us tonight. It's always a pleasure to hear you. Back to you, Stan. W4AMI. This is K4BKC.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Good to hear you. Good to hear you tonight. By the way, we have 18 on the roster so far for this evening. Okay, next up is our Vice President, Sam, KF4TXQ, who can tell us all a little bit more about Saturday. Sam, Miss Joan and I wish we could come over, but it's just can't do it this weekend. KF4TXQ from W4AMI. Go ahead.
Mighty fine. Thank you, Stan. W4AMI in the SAMRC Swapping Fellowship Net. This is Kilo Fox 4 Tango X-Ray Quebec. You got a good signal there, Stan, and I just hope everything's going well with you, Miss Joan, up there in Walhalla, and things are going well down here in Dayton. I want to make a little announcement while I got the microphone here. I'm looking for a project box, and this is a project box which is a U.S. Army Signal Corps, or it might even be a Navy model, but anyway, this one that I've got, that I built a little house in, is a Radio Marine Corporation of America, and it's a T397/SRT4A. Tango 397 Sierra Romeo Tango 4 Alpha. And it's a pair of 813s in there. Of course, it had some other tubes in it, but that's the main thing. It's set up for 813s, and the surfaces of the shells in there are punched out so that you can plug 813s right in. So it makes for a good linear amplifier, and that's what I turned it into, and that's what the little house is. And but anyway, I'm looking for one of those. If anybody knows about one, they're scarce as hen's teeth, I'll tell you. They probably made a buku of them, but they were CW and modulated CW only, and therefore they probably didn't get a whole lot of universal use and everything. And of course, it was very sophisticated for shipboard use and had all kind of antenna tuning circuits built into it that you don't use. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for. A Radio Marine Sierra Romeo, excuse me, I'm giving it to you wrong. Yeah, Sierra Romeo Tango 4 Alpha. Radio Marine radio transmitting set. And it stands about 4 feet tall, weighs about 150 pounds. So anyway, that's all I got for the net. And thanks a whole lot, Stan, for calling the net. I hope you and Miss Jones are having a good day up there. And Stan, everybody knows you as your net call right now is, let's see, All right, I'm going to send it back to you. That's it. This is KF4TXQ back to net, back to W4AMI.
Okay, Sam. Sam, you want to give us a few words about Saturday? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I meant to do that and forgot it. Okay, this coming Saturday, we'll all meet at Poplar Dogs, and it's on the W4AMI.org net site, and we're going to meet at 11 o'clock a.m. Alabama time, and we'll meet up there and have lunch, and then we'll, shoot the bull and have a good time. And anybody that wants to tailgate, come on down here, and we'll tailgate in the front yard. So it looks like we might have good weather, but you never know. It might be a storm, you never know. But I know it's a long way for some of you to drive, but you'll have a good time if you make it. So anyway, back to net. This is KF4TXQ, Dadeville, Alabama.
Okay, Sam, very well. Yep, Sam Fest, Saturday at Dadeville. You all heard Sam. If you need some direction during your transmission, make note of that during your transmission and ask Sam, and he'll be happy to help you, I'm sure. Okay, this is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net for Tuesday evenings. Next station up is our esteemed treasurer, KA4AMI. Eddie, your transmission. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for the esteemed part. I'll give you a raise. I'm going to recommend you a raise anyway. Stan, thank you very much. And as always, thank you and Aaron for taking care of the festivities here tonight. And good evening to everybody. It's great to hear everybody. It's been a great day here been outside doing outdoor duties with great weather all week. We had a beautiful Easter, but all this is going to be interrupted tonight by this line of weather coming through. And I hope it doesn't cause too much problem. We don't sustain too much damage. All my metal chairs and tables flipped over outside so they don't blow away. They're pretty heavy, but you never know. And just hope we don't get any damage. As treasurer, I have sent out all the certificates for recent applications to the club membership. And if you have sent money or contacted me for membership and you have not received a certificate, please let me know. The mail service in this area, I'm not sure what it is outside the Atlanta, Georgia area but it's been horrible down here for several weeks. I ordered some capacitors from Albany, New York. I'm out here in a day. They got to LaGrange, went to Palmetto, Georgia, stayed there 4 days, then went to Fairburn or someplace and finally got down here about a week later. But that's the way it's going right now. So if you haven't gotten your certificate, please contact me. The projects this week, just finished up the 584 project, real pleased with that, and replaced, found the faulty PL259 again out on my antenna. It just weathers for some reason. I keep it taped up and sealed, and just seems to always get some kind of corrosion or something, and they causing havoc in the whole thing. And anyway, got that squared away, overhauled the TR relay for this Gates, and it seems to be functioning normally now. I was having a little trouble with that. And then last Tuesday night, I lost the audio. Well, we got that fixed without too much ado. But anyway, we're back on the air and enjoying it. This transmitter's been here since 2009, so it's given me 15 years of reasonably reliable service. It's just like anything else that's around my age. It breaks occasionally and falters. So you just kind of have to stay with it a little bit. And again, we're looking forward to the Sam Fest Saturday, and looking forward to seeing everybody that shows up. And well, I'm sure we'll have a good time. And we're on the Gates BC1G, listening on a 75A4. 73 for now to all. And back to you, Stan. W4AMI. This is KA4AMI Williamson.
Okay, Eddie, fine. This is W4AMI. Eddie, you're not alone in that mail monkey business. I had a package that came from Los Angeles and arrived FedEx ground and got here in 3 days. I had a letter that went from here to just north of Charleston, and it took 10 days to get there. So there's no logic, and I think Dr. Ron could add to that story if he so chose. Anyway, yeah, they seem to be having problems. Okay, next station on the list is our trustee and webmaster supreme, whose work you can find by looking at w4ami.org. That is the current website, which is taken care of and monitored and engineered by Dr. Ron, and he does a great job with it. To you, sir, WB4GWA. And after that, we'll take a standby. W4AMI. Go ahead, Dr. Ron.
All right, Stan. W4AMI from WB4GWA Concord. Good evening, everybody. It's sure good to hear all these good stations in here tonight, and everybody sounding good in the Concord. We're going to do like everybody else. We're just going to kind of hunker down tonight and watch the storms go by and hope it doesn't blow our antennas down and all that kind of stuff. It's always interesting to hear the comments from everybody. You learn a lot listening to what people are working on and that sort of thing. And Eddie's had his share of gremlins in there, that's for sure, and he's taking care of them one by one. We've been working here on curve tracers that I'm building into an oscilloscope, and been kind of playing with it a little bit and getting the bugs out of it, and just about done with it. Got a few more little things to do. But I did want to mention a book I am reading, which is really good. I know Mac would probably be interested. He's a military type guy, and some of the rest of you as well. It's called The Matthews Men, and it's a story about the merchant marine and the U-boats along the Atlantic coast in World War II, prior to World War II, and during World War II. And Matthews County up in Virginia's had an extraordinary number of captains running those merchant marine ships, and it tells the story of the torpedoing of so many of them. And we lost a lot of merchant marine ships prior to and during World War II, and it tells that story. So if you ever get a chance to read the Matthews Men, it's certainly well worth looking at. But other than that, I'm just enjoying the net tonight, and appreciate you calling it, Stan. It's good to hear everybody, and y'all have a real good evening, and we're looking forward to the Sam Fest. W4AMI from WB4GWA in Concord.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ron. Appreciate the tip on the book. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, this is, as I said earlier, the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net. And let's take a standby and see if we have any latecomers. Come on now, please. W4AMI listening.
W4OLJ.
Okay, picked up W4OLJ, Virgil, good evening, and WB4KKJ. Anyone else? Okay, that takes us up to 20 at this point. Let's move on. Next up is our pre-net dude supreme. And for OZI, your transmission, Alan, W4AMI listening.
Okay, man. W4AMI on the this in for OZI on a spotted cross night here. Oh goodness, you can tell that storm's getting close. And Yeah, interesting stuff. Just checking out, copying the mail, and checking out some stuff on the web, and seeing some stuff. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, nothing really major going on here. Like I said, got big project here. Home Depot truck supposed to come here with a massive amount of lumber for a deck that needs to be refinished in the back, and I'm going to be tied up with that for a while. But I don't know how long it'll take. Sometimes you know how it is when you get going on those things. It goes pretty quickly, and it's just redoing the deck. It's not completely building it, so I may have that done in a few days, but we'll see what happens. Not much else to really report. Appreciate you calling the net, and it's great hearing everybody in there, and appreciate everybody's help in the pre-net. So back to you, Stan. W4AMI, N4OZI.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Good signal over here. Doing well. Okay, let's see. Let's move on here. Richard down Pensacola. Get ready, Eddie. Richard, give it a go here. W4 WFL, your transmission. Go ahead. W4 WFL. Eddie, would you try a relay, please? Well, I guess not. Okay, we'll go on then. Mac, W4AX, your transmission. Go ahead.
This is K4OMI. How copy, over?
Yeah, go ahead, Eddie.
FFL, this is K04OMI. How copy? It's your turn, sir. Stan, I don't hear him.
Yeah, it's his call is W4 Whiskey Foxtrot Lima WFL, Eddie.
Whiskey 4 WFL. I'm sorry, Richard. This is KA4AMI. It's your turn. How copy?
I'm having trouble copying. Somebody call me WFL.
Yeah, okay. It's tough. It is tough tonight, Richard. It is tough tonight. Static level is high, and thankfully, this receiver has a pretty good noise reduction system in it. But even with that, it's kind of rough go. Thanks for checking in. Let's move on. Mac, W4AX, your transmission.
All right, thank you, Stan. W4AMI, W4X, good evening, everyone. Copying most folks pretty well. And Stan, this is the Collins 212Z1 audio console into the Collins 20V3. I know you and I have talked about that audio console, so I wanted you to be able to hear it. Sam, if you're still listening, I'd suggest you post your request for that transmitter on the mill surplus reflector. Those guys always seem to turn up with something. Dr. Ron, thanks so much for the tip on the Never Dull. I've ordered some, and also thanks for the tip on the Matthews Men book. I'll order that and read it. Thank you. Eddie, your audio still sounds great. You've got it perfectly nailed. Now, finally, around here, the big project I'm working on is my second 3x3 3CX3000 amplifier, and I had it making good RF, but I had a little bit of self-oscillation, so I've ripped it back apart, and I'm going to use a different input circuit. This is grounded cathode tuned grid input. Back over to you, Stan. W4AMI, W4AX.
Okay, Mac, and yeah, thanks for mentioning the 212Z. Sounds good. It looks clean and sounds clean. Good to hear. It's resurrected and on its way to a new life. Okay, let's next station up is Bill, W4MA. How are you this evening, sir? Go ahead.
Good. Let's see, W4AMI from W4MA. I hope I got it. I was going to start on the switch here. but thank you, Stan, for being net control tonight. Thank you, Alan, for doing the pre-net. This is Bill. I'm in North Georgia, using a Johnson Ranger, Johnson Courier amp, 75A4, D104. Same old, that's about it for me. I've narrowed it down to this over the years, and this is what it is. Was looking forward to the Sam Fest. Sam, I will not make it. We had made plans to come down, but we have family unexpected that's coming in Friday, Saturday, and with a 1-year-old. So I'll be a basket case when it's over, but would really like to be there. Want to also say thank you for the officers that make this club happen. I really appreciate it. Did yard work today, getting ready for the planting season. Haven't done much work in the shack, doing a little operation. That's about it. Don't spend much time in the shack. This is a fun time. But looking forward to the planting season and the growing season. Tilled up the gardens, so after this freeze comes through, we'll be doing some planting. And looks like weather tonight. I'll be unplugging, disconnecting, grounding, and so forth like everyone else. Great to be in here, hearing some good signals, hearing some weak signals, with a lot of QRM there. I hope I'm copying. Back to you, Stan, W4AMI, W4MA.
Okay, Bill, W4MA. This is W4AMI. Thanks for coming in tonight, Bill. Bill, good luck. Looks like the Burnett Hotel is going to be busy over the weekend. Have a good time. Wonderful to see them, and praise the Lord they don't stay too long. Anyway, take care. Let's see. Next on the list is John, K4VZS. How are you, John, tonight? Go ahead.
K4VZS, that's
K4VZS.
I don't hear as far as reception. I just happened to catch my call.
He's down the band.
But other than miserable, also a lot of stock stations. Leo from Van Cleve just tears me up. But I'm proud to be here on the Johnson Best Kilowatt. And I'm listening on the HRO60, of course, as a Ranger driver. But it's hard to say I'm enjoying it. I got a strain once left of my hearing. So I think this will be my one and done, and I'm going to shut it down. Anyway, back to you, K4VZS Pensacola.
He turned it back to you, Stan.
Yeah, thanks, Alan. Yeah, you were doing fine, John, until about the last 20 seconds, and then just before you turned it over, ouch, down you went. Static level is coming up here tonight. Also, by the way, looks like it sounds like it's getting closer. Okay, next station up is back to Pensacola. John, Tom, excuse me, your transmission. W9TAB, go ahead.
Thanks a lot, Stan. You're sounding good. There's a lot of noise down here in Pensacola, but I can definitely read you. And a lot of crackling going on here. Don't have much for the news. Not going to stay out too late. I want to hold it up, but it's been a busy day. A little bit of rain. Working the wind shack some. Did some errands around town. That's about it. Okay, once again, Stan, thank you for that before Camp AMI. WCAB, back to the net.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Tom. Gotcha. Got about 90% of that, Tom. Thanks for coming aboard tonight. Appreciate it. Okay, next is Lee, K5CUB. This is W4AMI. Go ahead, Lee. Lee, go ahead.
Okay, Stan. I'm going to keep it real short because I don't know if anybody's copying me or not. John said Terry Muffin in Pensacola. I don't know if we'll be just about to have a good signal. But yeah, conditions are rough tonight. That's just the way it is. But I appreciate you running the net. Signals that I think I'm going to do what everybody else is doing. I'm going to shut her down and unplug the antennas, and we'll reboot tomorrow. So with that, appreciate you staying, and everybody have a great day. W4AMI. KN, the group, K5CEB.
Okay. Solid copy, Lee. Solid copy. The band's a little bit long, and maybe that's good, but that's also bringing the static in. Anyway, good evening to you, and thanks for joining us this evening. Appreciate you being here. Okay, next up is Larry, K3F. Excuse me. Yep, right the first time. K3FZD. Go ahead. W4AMI. Okay, Larry. Got about 50% of that, Larry. If you're running the DX60 tonight, it's low power is kind of difficult with the static levels we have tonight, Larry. But thank you for coming. Next up is my neighbor over east here a little bit. N4AK W4AMI. Go ahead, Glenn. How you doing tonight?
Okay, Stan, W4AMI in the AM group, November 4 Alpha Kilo, and temperature here locally is about 74 degrees cloudy and winds about 22 miles an hour, so it looks like from maps we'll be on the edge of maybe severe weather early this morning. I'm just curious, for those of you who subscribe to the print version of QST, has the April version of QST arrived yet? If so, I guess I need to call the April version, the print version of QST. Hope everybody had a very nice Easter. So back to net control. My neighbor, W4AMI, November 4 Alpha Kilo.
Okay, Glenn. The answer to your question is yes. Mine came about 2 weeks ago, which is about the normal time. It came. Sometimes they come even before the first of the month, but April was I don't know, 3rd, 4th, somewhere in there. But yes, to answer your question. And you're 30 over 9 tonight. It's weird that how sometimes we can't even hear each other. It's crazy. Propagation. Oh, well. Anyway, moving on. Lenny, K4HUM. This is W4AMI. Go ahead. K4HUM.
We're here. W4AMI, K4HUM. Nothing really intelligent to say, and I'm not sure my signal's getting out very well, but really great to hear everybody. I've been listening, and all sounding great here. K4HUM, back to you, Stan. K4HUM.
Yeah, okay, Lenny. Yep, you're about 20 over 9. Static level's running about 10 over. So you're in good shape. I hear you tonight. Thank you. Next up is Villarica, Georgia. Get ready. Here you go. WA4KM. This is W4AMI in the Golden Corner.
I hear you up there in the Golden Corner, Stan. I'm copying you just fine. Yeah, and the band is kind of rough, so I won't keep it very long. Thanks for calling the net, and yeah, those guys down on the Gulf Coast, I call it the West Coast, aggravate them, but it's rough tonight. I did hear them, but it was hard, and like John said, he's probably struggling the same way. He said straining his ears, so I just want to say thank you to Alan and for running the pre-net. It was great, and the adverse conditions, and you as well, Stan, for fighting it. It's rough out there, so let me turn it back to you. Thanks for picking me up. And we're still up in the air on the Sam Fest, Jed. If we can make it, we will. We've got issues going on with Susan's mother, and that's not very good. Y'all please keep her in her prayer. She's in afibrillation, and she fell out of bed, and they don't know she broke her hip because she will not go to the hospital. So we're having a tough time with her. But anyway, enough about that. Just please keep your prayers for the ones that do. Back to you, Stan. Thanks again. WA4KM in the City of Gold in West Georgia, Villarica.
Oh. Yeah, okay, Kevin. Oh, sorry to hear about your mother-in-law. Ooh, we'll say a prayer indeed. Thank you. Thanks for coming aboard tonight, Kevin. But good to hear you. And you were up there in the 25 over range. Steve, W4IT, your transmission. Go ahead.
Yeah, W4AM is W4IT. Florida. Hope you're copying me okay there, Stan, up in Walla. I'm formerly of the Marine Corps. I'm just Fountain Inn, South Carolina. Got my other QTAs up there, but we're pretty much a Floridian now. And have been for about 7 years. And we go back and forth, so there you go. Yeah, it's kind of rough copy down here. It's always rough copy. Unless you're talking to somebody in Florida for sure. Stan, running a Blue Gem 300 by 201 exterior, and I have an HT148 receiver and a dipole, and horizontal dipole at about 50 feet, which is favored to north and south. So there you go. All right, Stan, y'all have a good evening up there in the hills of South Carolina. Always a pleasure to check in with my friends and the AM International bridge here of the South. 73's good evening. This will be my last due to conditions. W4AMI, give me a signal for it. Get over here. Just up out of the noise, Stan. W4IT's clear. 7-3.
All right, you're 20 over. You're a good solid 20 over. You're right about where Kevin was. So doing well up here in northwest South Carolina. That's a long haul tonight, given the static, but you've got a good signal. I'm running about I'm peaking about 1,200 watts tonight, Steve. Got the KU74B amplifier on, and it's that's about what I can do with this rig. I could have put the 30S1 on, but I had it. I've got it over in the other room right now. I was cleaning it up a little bit. Okay, thank you, sir. Take care. Good night, and we shall see you soon again. Next up is K4HFG, and after that's Don out in Tick Ridge, and we're going to pick him up now. And then after that, we'll take a standby. So go ahead, Don. How you doing tonight? Hope you're copying. K5HFG from W4AMI.
W4AMI. This is K5HFG. Good evening, Stan, and everybody on the net. It's getting pretty ugly out there again here, so I'm going to keep it short. I don't want to disconnect. Thanks for doing the net, Stan. You sound good even in the noise. And that's about all I'm going to say. And I'll just cut it short right there. Hope everybody has a good week. W4AMI, thanks for doing the net. K5HFG.
Yeah, solid copy, Don. Solid copy. You're running about 15 over, so you're above the noise level, so it's happening. Okay, next station up is W4OLJ, and I bet I'm going to be able to hear him too. How you doing tonight, Virgil? Go ahead.
W4AMI, this W4OLJ, I couldn't get the thing to kick on there for some reason. But anyway, it's on there now, Stan. Good evening, Stan, and everybody. You're sounding good over here tonight. For all the wind and the noise. We haven't had any rain yet today, but it's getting pretty windy out there. Hopefully we won't get any storms. I don't know, but they're forecasting them all around. Sorry, I'm not going to get to make it down to the SAMFest this time. Sure would like to. I went down there once, and it was really good. I enjoyed it, sure did. So I know it'll be a good one this time. So that's about all we got here, Stan. I'm going to sign off here pretty quick and do a little disconnecting and get ready for the storms, whether we get them or not. I certainly hope not. So 73s, everybody. Everybody have a good week there. W4AMI, this is W4OLJ in Sweetwater.
Okay, Virgil. I said I was going to take a standby before you, and I didn't do that. Usual signal strength, Virgil. No static. Sounded almost like an FM station. Let's stand by. I wish I could go out there, out to Sam's, but just can't do it this weekend. Let's take standby. We have one more station to get to, and then we'll see where we go from there. Anybody else who would care to join the Southeastern AM Radio Club Net for this evening? Come on in right now. This is W4AMI listening.
KF4TXQ with the parting comment.
Okay, go ahead, Sam.
This is KF4TXQ. Well, Virgil and you, Stan, everybody who's not able to come to the SAMFest this coming Saturday, we'll miss you, but I understand it's a long haul for y'all. And let's keep our eyes on the skies. You never know what it's going to be like. And but anyway, great net, Stan. You and Alan did a great job with it. And I'm going to go back to your original call, W4KR. Wait for King Radio. This is KF4TXQ.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Appreciate you coming back in. Thank you, sir. Wish we could come. Okay, last station on the list is Greg, WB4KKJ, your transmission.
Good evening, Stan. W4AMI, WB4KKJ. Something's improving a little bit there tonight, Stan. As the night goes on, it's getting a little bit better. It looks like the weather's going to go north of us, so we're lucky there down on the Gulf Coast here. But you're doing a good job, and appreciate everything you do for us. And y'all kind of hang tight tonight up there in the north part of Alabama and Tennessee. Looks like you're going to get a little bit of a storm there. So just on the Johnson Ranger, Collins 75S1 receiver, D104 microphone, non-preamp, and a little help from the L4B. And legal limit, only dipole up at 32 feet. Back to you, Stan. W4AMI, WB4KKJ.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Greg, are you using? Question for you, Greg. Are you using the standard air system in the L4B, or did you modify it a little bit to get some more air on the other underside of the tubes? Go ahead.
No, it's factory, just like it came from the factory. I haven't had any problems at all, and I don't use it that much. I just use it just for AM, and that's it. I've got it set up where I can run on my ICOM Pro 3, and then on my KWM2A, I've got a 30L1 that I run with it. But you know, I imagine on CW, I don't know what it would do there, but just on phone, I never had a problem with it. And it, you know, it's got that blower that blows underneath the tube, so it makes it nice.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I have a Kenwood 922 amplifier, and that doesn't do that. It doesn't blow air up through the socket, and I succeeded in melting the filament pins on it. Melted the solder out of the pins on it, out of the tube pins. So I quit using that amplifier for AM. It's a great amplifier, but not for that service. Okay, we've reached the end of the list, so we'll take a final standby before we shut down for the net. This is for the night, rather. This is W4AMI. Anybody else?
W4AMI and whiskey for a night. Alpha Charlie.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, I tried getting in there earlier, but I don't know if y'all heard me or not. There was quite a bit of chaos down this way, and since nobody was hearing me, I think that there was I was getting covered up and there was some heterodyning there, so I had some confusion whether or not you called me or not. But anyway, I just wanted to give my 2 cents worth before you shut down, and I have nothing here other than hope to be here again next week. So send me to everybody that's this is W4WMI Pensacola.
Okay. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for coming back in. I appreciate it. It was band conditions are getting a little better. The skip's a little longer, and signals are coming up, and the static level's doesn't seem to be getting any worse right now. So, anyway, thank you for coming aboard. This is the wrap on the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net for May the 2, and Lord willing, we will see everybody. I said May 2. I think I meant April 2. Wake up, Sam. Good night, everybody. Thank you for participating, and Lord willing, we'll see everybody next week. Next week it'll be Sam doing the net, and Kevin, W4KM doing the pre-net. And again, Thursday night, the Mullets are here. This is W4AMI, W4KR. Good night.
Great net, Stan. K4BKC. I wouldn't lay out there at all.